Welcome to Digital Asset News. Take the top stories in cryptocurrency and digital assets and bring them out of bite-sized pieces. Today, hope. Hope for this market and hope because of things that are maturing, including these two gentlemen. This was an interview that was done with Vitalik Buterin, and Hoskinson actually came on and did a rebuttal to the things that Vitalik said. And it's fascinating because it gives me hope that we all, as a market, are getting exactly where we should be, which is maturation. So we'll take a look at what's going on there. On top of the fact that Google announces new policy for cryptocurrency ads. And at first glance, I was pretty concerned about this, but I think they actually made the right choice, which is a little bit surprising considering that they let all the scam ads through on YouTube. And then finally, we'll just briefly talk about this guy and also the Bitcoin convention, which is going on in Miami, which you can watch via live stream right after this video. So we'll take a look at all those things. But first, let's take a look at what's going on in the market. So right now, we're at 1.65 trillion. Pretty good. A little bit of a dip. It is, what is June 4th? It's roughly 1:40 p.m. I'm in Houston. We're dealing with more problems with the investment properties and just doing some demo, some renovations and things like that. These are the things that happen when you get into other types of assets. Sometimes it's a real pain, just like crypto, and sometimes it's a great thing. But got to go with those growing pains just to get where you want to go. Anyhow, this is what we got as far as coins. Just so you know, we've got Bitcoin still at 37. It's pretty good. Ethereum 2.7. I like that. $2,700. Binance Coin is number 4. Cardano $1.74. Doge 38 cents up because of listings and some other stuff. So really, I don't really care about this, but that's what's going on in the market. So and then also we're using Trade the Chain sentiment analysis. If you want to check that out, click on the projected range. Let's see what's going up. If you're a big trader, I am not, as you can tell. Look at Curve, GoChain, Seller Network, Storage, and Dent. And these are the with 90% assurance where they're going in the next hour. So anyhow, that's what's going on in the market. Let's get to the good stuff, right? So the good stuff, I feel this is the good stuff. When I got in 2017, it was weird. It was just a weird time. And it's kind of like I had this parallel, which I commented on Twitter, this analogy, which was like, you know how people, there's like a streaming service of Netflix, then you have it over at Disney, and then you have it on Amazon Prime. And when I got in 2017, everybody hated everybody. I mean, there's still some hates, some trolls. I think it's a little bit less now, but it was almost as ridiculous to me as someone was going, hey, Netflix is doing great as far as streaming. And then someone would come up like, you're a moron because Disney Plus has all the Marvel movies. And then someone else would be like, hey, we got Amazon and you're so stupid because we've got Amazon, the Amazon Web Service, everything else. And they're going to knock out Netflix and Disney Plus, which if you think about it, sounds pretty ridiculous. And it's the exact same thing we're going through as far as crypto and digital assets. I think there's a lot of room for everybody to get in where they fit in. And this is no exception. And I think Cardano and Ethereum are going to do great. The thing is that there was a little bit of a beef between, not beef, I wouldn't say that, misinterpretation, we'll say that, between Charles and Vitalik. And Vitalik was on the Lex Friedman show, and he just said, look, they're doing some pretty interesting things over at IOHK. They just take a different approach than us, and they do a lot of things as far as like research-based, but that is them, and this is us. And just like I always talk about, my goals are not your goals are not my goals. Everybody's different, and they just take a different approach, and that's pretty much the extent of it. I didn't really think too much of it. This was, I'll link this in the description below. This is Lex Friedman clips. Until this little piece came out here where Charles Hoskinson did a rebuttal, and I was like, ooh, this ought to be good because Charles likes to get all fired up. But he was very cordial, and it was like two adults talking. It was amazing. And, he says, hey, we have a little bit different, but he says Ethereum is one of the greatest innovations that is out there. And he says in the video, he points out Vitalik Buterin has grown up to become more of a leader and confident over the years. He said Ethereum is better than Bitcoin because it was the thing that gave everybody in the industry the ability to dream. Vitalik is very different from Vitalik I had known previously, he said. He goes, he's matured, looks older. He's got a lot more of a leader and confident. I think we have both grown a bit. We met each other when we were both quite young, in my mid-20s, and he was like 19 years old. And then he just goes on to say that it's pretty amazing that, that the foundation could actually bring in $300 billion and then do a lot of different things as far as like stable coins, talk to different countries, just really move and push everything forward on Ethereum. Now, he still, talks about how Cardano he thinks is better, but it is very cordial in how they act, how they talk. And this is what gives me hope for this space. Just like we have to mature, we have to not spread FUD, and we have to actually be a little bit understanding of everybody's opinions, that it's good for these things to happen. And for me, I've always thought of it like this. I've always seen Charles and Vitalik as kind of like Bill and Steve. They, Steve Jobs from Apple and Bill Gates from Microsoft, they had this love-hate relationship, but over time, they grew to appreciate each other because they realized that because of this competition, it drove them to greater heights. So if you're an investor in Ethereum, you're an investor in Cardano, I personally am both, I think it behooves you to let these guys have this rivalry to push everything to, again, those greater heights to see what it actually can do. So let me know what you think in the comment section. And this was, it was a great day. I like to see these types of things. Anyhow, that's what's going on there. And then also, again, Cardano, their ecosystem is getting fleshed out. Things are being built on Cardano. They are behind on Ethereum as far as like developers and smart contracts, which will come in August. But I've already talked to the Oracle service built on Cardano called Charlie, and also for synthetic assets on the Indigo protocol. You can find those over at Digital Asset News Clips. I try to separate things from Dan, which is just the basics in the news, to Dan Clips, which is more of the advanced things and things that are going on. So go ahead and check that out. I've also got an interview lined up with CardStarter, which will be next Thursday or so. Got the COO coming on, and we'll be talking to a lot of different Cardano players on the ecosystem. So check those out, link those in the description, and that is it. Let's move on to our next piece. So Google and YouTube, let's be honest. If you clicked on this video, probably a good chance that you saw a scam ad. Just how it is. And they kind of go in cycles. Sometimes it's like all over the place. Sometimes it's not a big deal. But now, this is what concerns me, because Google announces that they're going to allow cryptocurrency ads on the Google platform. So that could be great as far as Google AdWords. When you do a search, there's like a little snippet comes up, also check this out. So when I saw this, I'm like, geez, this is going to be awful, because now what we're going to see is just a bunch of scammers coming out and going, yeah, we did that. Yeah, you can trust us. But they did the right thing, and I'm going to tell you why. So Google, they just came out a couple of days ago or yesterday. It says they state this new policy will apply globally to all accounts that advertise these financial products as far as cryptocurrency and digital assets. Google updates its existing financial products and services policy in August. So August 3rd, advertisers offering cryptocurrency exchanges and wallets targeting the United States may advertise those products and services when they meet the following requirements and certified by Google. So I'm like, well, you did a poor job on YouTube, so let's see how you do on this one. First, they must be registered with Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, FinCEN. That's great, because I'm pretty sure the ads that you see on YouTube are not certified and registered with FinCEN. Alternatively, the advertisers can also be a federal or state chartered bank entity. Again, pretty sure that's the same thing. So great, good job, Google. You figured out that the things that you were doing as far as like the scams and people getting scammed out of billions of dollars, it's billions, was not the right approach for YouTube. So good one on you guys. Tip of the hat. And they state, to finish up, they ensure their ads and landing pages comply with all the Google ad policies. All prior crypto exchange certifications will be revoked on August 3rd. Advertisers must request a new crypto exchange. So again, you're just going to see this for wallets and cryptocurrency exchanges. You're not going to see this for ICOs. You're not going to see this for individual products. But as far as those, hey, this is also positive news. And this is just one more thing to get it into public consciousness. I think this is good news. Let me know where I may have missed something in the comments below. And let's move on to our second to last piece, we'll say. So, first of all, there's a great thing going on in Miami. Great thing. Little Bitcoin conference. And man, I got to tell you, I will never miss one of those again. I just kind of screwed up in the planning. That's on me. But I think, in all honesty, moving forward, I will definitely go to all these because I didn't think it was going to be a big deal, and it is. And so anyhow, you can watch it live through Bitcoin Magazine. I will link that in the description. And they've already had some great. They've had the Winklevoss twins. They've already had Michael Saylor on. They've already had Max Kaiser, who was interviewing Michael Saylor. And I think they had Jack Dorsey on as well. So there's a lot of great things going on there. So I will link it. You can watch it. And everybody who's everybody is pretty much there. I'm nobody. I'm just some guy on a channel. But all the big guys are there. So I don't think you're going to see much of a pump. But I think as everybody congregates and talks about how great it is, and it reinforces their beliefs, and they're in a dome of security, of FUD. Let's be honest, because it's just nothing but good news and good news and good news and good news. Before you know it, it pumps you up. Once this concludes over the next weeks, months, I think this could be a good catalyst moving forward, because it's not about the messages that people hear, but it's the connections that people make. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And there's a lot of people that are going to be connected to really bring this forth. I think this is big. Let me know what you think, but honestly, I think it's a pretty good deal. And lastly, I'm just going to talk about this very briefly. I didn't want to cover this whatsoever. So this guy, he's the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX. And look, he's going to tweet. He's going to talk about these things. He's going to talk about Dogecoin. He's going to talk about Bitcoin. But in all honesty, it shouldn't matter. It's not one person's opinion. I really don't care. And yes, this will move the market a little bit, but I think people are putting too much stock into what this guy says. And then once he says something, then they're like, okay, well, disregard fundamentals, because, you know, who needs those? And let's just start to dump a little Bitcoin, because we think this other guy's going to dump Bitcoin. And then the second guy or second gal is like, I think they're going to dump Bitcoin, so I'm going to dump Bitcoin. And it's just a chain effect. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It really does absolutely nothing for us. So if, as he tweets, I'm just going to ask you right now just to drop him. Because in all honesty, I mean, nothing good comes out of these tweets. It just it just destabilizes the market. And I'm going to make a promise to you. Until this guy comes around and starts to be a little bit more inclusive and doesn't screw around with what is going on, because I personally believe this guy's cost a lot of money to a lot of people for panic sellers. In the long run, it shouldn't be a big thing if you can deal with the turbulence. But I just can't get behind this. So this is the last time I'll talk about this guy, and I'm going to ask you to drop him as far as on Twitter, because it does me no good. And it's the same thing I talked about another guy who's a gold bug. I don't say his name on this channel either, because it does me no good whatsoever. I see where things are going. I don't need these two yahoos in any way, shape, or form. And that's just my personal opinion, and that's it. So that's it for today. So first of all, if you made it this far, thanks for sticking with me. I appreciate it. Like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will link these videos in the description. And that's it for today. Thanks so much. See you on the next one.